What's up guys, it's Tom from Tech Time here, and today I got my Samsung Galaxy S8 review. This is a 6-month review. Had the phone pretty much as my daily driver for 6 months, and I drove this thing into the ground and I loved it. Any test I threw at it, it's passed almost flying colors. Is it the best phone in every single thing? No, but it's pretty close at everything. I would call it great at almost everything, but not a master at anything, So it's a really nice phone. This year the look and feel is a little bit different. It's a 5.8-inch quad HD screen, 18:9 aspect ratio. I mean, it's a little bit skinnier and taller. Multi-windows, stuff like that, it's great because it's a 2-to-1 aspect ratio. Perfectly divided. So you can get multi-windows, multi-apps. Works really good. This year it came with a regular version and a plus version. 6.2-inch was the plus. It's no edge model this year. Everything's Infinity Display, which it's a beautiful looking screen. You get a little bit of glare sometimes. That's a complaint. Super AMOLED. One of the nicest looking screens you're going to find ever on a phone right now. Screen protectors, almost non-existent in this phone. You can find a good one with a case and stuff. That is my one pet peeve with this phone. So would I have maybe opted for a flat version? Maybe, if they had it. But they don't. You can get the S8 Active, which is flat version, but that's an active version, a little bit more rugged, and really a different phone. Performance-wise, this phone comes with the top specs. Snapdragon 835, 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of onboard storage. Super snappy, great multitasking, multi-window. You can run 2 apps at one time, no issues at all. Gaming, no stutters whatsoever. Thing just runs fluent. Cameras, you got an 8-megapixel front camera, autofocus on that. Shoots really good video. The rear camera, 12-megapixel camera, and it's one of the best cameras out there. Low light is unbelievable. 4K at 30 frames per second, which was pretty much the top tier until now the iPhone 8 comes out and they can do 4K at 60 frames per second. You know what? A lot of high-end phones don't even do 4K at 60 frames per second. A lot of people probably won't even use 4K at 60 frames per second. So you know what? This phone camera does pretty much anything you need it to do, and it does it great. It's one of the best cameras out there. Also come with Snapchat filters this year. They're not as good as Snapchat filters. I don't really like them. I don't use them, but to each their own. You want to take a look at them. And right here, see little dogs and sheep and things like that. I don't use them. My daughter likes them. They don't work as good as Snapchat filters. They're not as clear. But overall, it's a cool little feature to have. Why not? It's one thing about Samsung phones. You will get every feature. Another feature this year is no physical home button. They have this under the glass haptic feedback home button, digital home button. Works really well. With getting rid of the physical home button, you got rid of the fingerprint scanner in the front. It was supposed to be under the glass, didn't make the cut, so whatever. It made it to the back. It's a weird placement. Most people put it in the middle, LG, some other phones. This one's up near the camera. Will you smudge the camera? Yes. Without a case on it, it's difficult to find sometimes. And, you put your hand here and you're touching for it and you miss it. It can become a pain in the ass, believe me. With a case on it, I have no issues with it. On my Note 8 that I'm using now, have no issues with it with a case. And that's a tall phone, I still have no issues with it. It's super fast when you do find it. Works quick. But they also give you iris scanner on this. Takes a digital image of your eye. Really safe. Then they also have face unlock, which takes not a 3D scan, but just pretty much a scan of your face, and it quick unlocks. Not as safe. Can't use it for paying with things and stuff like that. I use that because it's quick. I also have my fingerprint sensor that I use, and then I have a pattern if I really need to, up the ante. Overall, no problems with that. I don't have an issue. A lot of people hated it though. But next year, I'm assuming they'll have it underneath the glass. Also comes with USB Type-C for charging. Unbelievable. Super fast if you want to, export things out of there through the computer. It's pretty much the top technology in that aspect. Fast charging, super fast charging. You can, fast charge your phone in an hour, full in the shower, 45 minutes, you almost get a full charge. It's beautiful. Bluetooth 5.0 on these phones, and they were the first phone I think that came out with Bluetooth 5.0. You can run 2 different Bluetooth devices from this one thing. So if you have one Bluetooth speaker in the living room, one in the shower, you can run both of them with the same music. Pretty cool feature. You have 2 headphones. You want to run 2 people, you want to listen to the video on 2 different Bluetooth headphones, go ahead. You can do that on this phone. The software this year is huge on Bixby. That's Samsung's own personal assistant. They have their own personal assistant button right there. And then you also get Google Assistant that comes with Android. So using them both together, I think is a great idea. Bixby's great for software things inside the phone. If you want to get into apps, if you want to optimize the phone, any of Samsung apps obviously integrated really well. When it first came out, it didn't work that well, but now they've updated and updated, and it's getting better and better. A lot of people are really starting to pick it up and like it. Pair that with the Google Assistant for all the online web stuff. Great combination. You also, with Bixby, get Bixby Vision through the camera. You point it at something. I have it turned off, so I'm not even going to show you guys because this is the way I use the phone. Really doesn't work well. It's supposed to work, you point it at, a candle or something, or something in a store. It's supposed to be able to find you somewhere online to buy it. Really only works with Amazon. Even then, it doesn't work that well. I did find out in the liquor stores, looking up wine with it is really the only thing that it works. You can go outside and point it to a tree. It's not going to tell you what kind of tree it is. It doesn't work that good. But other than that, Bixby works really well. On top of that, you get regular software is Samsung TouchWiz, which is it's a scaled back version this year. It's a lot snappier. Doesn't lag like last few years of TouchWiz. We've always had issues. This year doesn't lag. Super quick. Doesn't give you all the tutorials either. Everything's listed. If you want to go in the settings and you click on something, you're going to go in and you're going to find it. If you don't find it down the end, it will ask if you look for something else, and that might lead you in the right direction. But if you go through all this, you'll figure everything out. I don't use the Samsung launcher. I use Nova launcher. It's just my favorite launcher. I like the customability of it, and that's just what I use, personal preference. If you guys want to know exactly what's on my phone, I could do another video on that. Let me know in the comments. Moving on from software, the audio. Audio on this phone, you have a single mono firing speaker. Is it a good speaker? Yeah, it's not too bad. But is it going to win any awards? Absolutely not. It's just not going to. Unfortunately.
Were there 2 pumps there? 1 pump. Brady loses the football, and it floats into the hands of Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney takes it all the...
It's not going to win any awards. But you know what? It gets the job done on a phone. Would I have liked stereo speakers? Absolutely. The iPhone has unbelievable stereo speakers. HTC for years was doing the boom sound speakers. There's definitely ways to do it. You put a speaker in the headset, one down the bottom, get stereo speakers, and it works out well. They didn't do it, so whatever, you're stuck with that. But what you do got is a headphone jack. And a lot of guys don't have headphone jacks on them anymore on their phones. You got an iPhone, you don't have a headphone jack. You got to plug it into your lightning port. With an adapter, you can't charge, and if you do charge, you need a dongle. It's crap. I'm happy to have a headphone jack. And you know what? These come with a hell of a pair of earbuds. They're Samsung earbuds tuned by AKG. There was a little confusion in the beginning because they came out as AKG headphones when they're really not. They're tuned by AKG. But you know what? They sound great. The headphone jack pumps out great audio. Doesn't have its own dedicated DAC like the LG V20 or the Axon 7, but it pumps out great quality. It's got equalizers built in. It's got this new thing, Adapt Sound. You put it on with the headphones, and it sends different frequency beeps, and you press buttons, and it tunes it to the way you can hear things, which is actually a pretty cool setting. I've set it up. I think it works great. My girlfriend's actually used it on hers. She liked it a lot. So when it comes down to the headphone quality, you're going to get really good quality out of this. And you know what? You're lucky you even have a headphone jack in this day and age, because everybody's cutting them. And I'm happy to have mine. It works great. Battery life on this phone is the one downfall. Comes out of the box. The screen, you can down convert it. It's Quad HD, Full HD, 720p. Comes out of the box at 1080p. They call it Full HD Plus or something like that. And they do that, I think, because they knew battery life wasn't going to be the greatest. So you didn't even know that it wasn't even on Quad HD when it came out of the box. You put it on Quad HD, obviously not going to get as good a battery life. Full HD, you're really not going to notice too much of a difference in the screen. The screen's still beautiful, and you're going to get better battery life. With Quad HD, I get maybe 3 hours, a little over 3 hours of on-screen time. With the Full HD, I'm looking at 3.5 to 4 hours, so it actually does help out quite a bit, depending on the usage that day and what apps it's, a lot of things change it. But it's only got a 3,000 milliamp battery. Small. Obviously, they're not going to push the limit with batteries, especially with the Note 7 situation last year, and that thing turned into a huge freaking fireball. Not going to have that problem again. They're not going to take that risk. It's not worth it for them. So you get what you get. It works well. Like I said, this is a master of none. Anything in these categories, it might not be the best at, but overall, this thing is a killer. It kills in overall, the whole thing, the whole package. It just works. Everything goes together well. Beautiful screen, beautiful body, awesome cameras, top hardware, tons of different features. You get the Bixby built in. People don't like it. Some people do, but it's a feature built in. You got a heart rate sensor built in. IP68 water dust resistant. USB Type-C. You get the friggin' headphone jack. You know what I'm saying? There's so many features in this phone. The rear camera is unbelievable in low light. Dual autofocus. You get the front camera's got autofocus. And the list goes on and on. Overall, this is an unbelievable phone. I'll add some images in the camera, and I just want to give you guys an update. I've been using it for 6 months. I haven't had any lag yet. You can get these phones now anywhere from $400, $450 and up. Any carrier has them. They're really good phones. My advice to you, if you're in the market for a smaller phone, it's 5.8 inch and a 4.7 inch body, really. Any phone that's running a 4.7 inch screen, the older style, with a big friggin' chin and forehead, this is all screen, and it's the same size. Fits in your pocket beautifully. If you're a girl and you have smaller hands, this is the perfect phone for you. If you're in the Android market and you're not into the iPhones, this is the phone you want to get. If you want a top flagship that's small, fits in your hands, this is the phone. I don't know if you guys want to know anything else, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I've been using the phone for 6 months. I just wanted to give you a quick review of it after I've been using it for 6 months, how I like it. I run my phones hard, tons of apps on them. I run the Nova Launcher, like I said. I always have a case on this thing. This is one thing, this phone is a fingerprint magnet, so you need to maybe keep a microfiber cloth nearby because you're going to get fingerprints on it. And if you drop it, it's going to shatter. It's gone through a pretty good drop test and survived, but most of the time you're going to drop it. I just did a case review on my favorite rugged cases. You guys can look at that if you're into rugged cases, or if you work outside, or you just you're into the outdoorsing or anything like that, hiking, you want to have protection on your phone, go ahead. It's a really good review on my favorite rugged cases. Alright guys, that's the end of this one. Like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. I've got another video coming up soon about the iPhone 8. So be prepared. Hit that notification button so you guys get all the top notifications on all my new videos. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.